All right, everybody. It is Thursday again. It is time for our annual event. This is our travel talk, where we just have basically casual conversations about the travel industry, about how to get started, how do we get started, and to really just to be able to answer any questions that you guys may have. Now, of course, you never know what's going to be said because we have tons of fun and we tend to have squirrel moments sometimes when we're discussing different things. But tonight we have a treat for you because we have a special guest. I went and invited somebody who I've known since I basically got started in the business. She actually has my first name. And just a quick real story. I remember when I think she hit 2-star, I got text messages from people congratulating me on hitting 2-star. And I was like, thanks. I haven't hit 1 yet because they mixed up our names and was just sending us the messages versus sending it to her. So, but we have Miss Tisha Desheilds. She is a 3-star director. She is a glam mom. She is somebody who likes the better things in life. And she knows how to teach not only just her clients how to live a better lifestyle. She also teaches her teammates, her team, how to do the same. Sorry, guys. I'm a little tongue-tied right now. Don't have my notes, but it's okay because you know what? We're going to get through this, right? But I wanted to bring her on because we've always just been talking, me and Mr. Crawford. We wanted to bring in somebody who is really doing it big inside of the industry, really helping other people do it big in the industry. And we just wanted to give you a different perspective than what we normally give you. As always, we have Mr. Crawford, also known as Mr. Romance. Do you have anything you want to say before we kick it off?
Um, Absolutely. I mean, I'm just excited to be here, of course. And I'm hanging out with two superstars. And so, let's just go ahead and run it. I love it. It's Thursday. Let's talk about some travel and let's just get right into it.
Yeah, and I failed to mention that she is also a ambassador within our host agency. And I'm not positive if she's a master ambassador, but I wouldn't be surprised. Mr. Shields, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. I am here. Can you see and hear me loud and clear?
Oh, I can see you rocking that royal blue looking just as good.
Yes, well, I'm excited to be here with both of you on tonight. I'm just ready to serve in any capacity and just looking forward to helping some people.
Well, you are a servant leader. That is definitely sure because you have helped me in so many different ways inside of this business, not just with the travel aspect, but you've also helped me with my personal and professional growth as well. So I really do appreciate the fact that even though we're not in the same money line, we're still in the same success line. So I really do appreciate that. So the first question I have is, what made you get into travel? Of all the things that you could have started a business in, why travel?
Well, you know what? Why travel? Primarily because I was already a product of the product. And a little bit more about me. I thank you for that edification earlier. But, I'm a mom. I am an extremely busy mom. So for those people who are extremely busy, this is going to be for you. So I have 5 children, 4 biological children, and 1 bonus daughter. And all of those children play sports. And I know we've got some AAU parents listening in, right? But I am one of those parents who've literally been going city to city, state to state, and country to country for a lot of years. So I understood travel and I used travel. The only thing was I was on the wrong side of the industry of travel. I was coming from a consumer aspect. Well, let me just share something with you. Like most people listening in right now, we have a tendency to share our whereabouts on social media, right? We like to let people know what we're eating, what we're doing, and who we're doing all that with, right? That's what I was doing, actually. I was literally sharing my whereabouts with my children as we were gallivanting all over the country. And someone went into my DMs. Someone literally saw me traveling and it went into my DMs, sent me a message and said, Tish, I notice you travel a lot with your kids. And I said, well, I do. And they said, what if I could show you how you can make some extra money, save on what you're already doing, and potentially take advantage of some additional tax benefits by having a home-based travel business? And I said, hold up, wait a minute. I'm a traditional business owner, right? And he was speaking my language. So I met this young man for lunch. And when I saw just a couple of things, all I needed to see was a couple of things. it didn't take me long to see that I needed to partner up and own my very own travel agency. So literally that's how I got started. It was because I was using the product and loving the product and sharing the product on social media, and someone saw me doing those things.
Well, that's kind of how I got started too. I was the product of the product, and then I realized that the product could pay me and I can get profits. So there was just a whole lot of P's happening for me. And it just made sense to do something that I love. Now, how long have you actually been in the industry?
Well, to be honest, I got started about 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I got started in the industry. And 7 years ago, with this particular project that you and I are working together in. But I absolutely love what I'm doing here. We get to have adult recess, but more importantly, we get to show and teach other people how to do that same thing. And so that was one of the things you mentioned earlier in terms of the commission. I didn't understand. Prior to getting into this industry, I had absolutely no idea that there are travel commissions already embedded into every transaction. Every transaction. I'm not just talking about cruise ships and vacation villas and resorts. I'm talking about ski trips, hotels, car rentals, destinations, like weddings. There's commissions factored into those transactions. Scuba diving, kayaking, ski, golf. I mean, the list goes on and on. Travel is the number one industry in the world because it encompasses all those other industries. And a lot of people were blown away because typically when they think of travel, they just think of luxury or vacation travel, right? But a lot of people are moving about because of business. People got to move about because of business. So we just cover everything. And to be quite honest, we cover the world. So our product is the world.
Yeah, I know for me, when I first got started, because I got started in the travel industry itself like 21 years ago. And when I first got started, what made me realize that this was something I could do from home and that this was a viable industry was because we had a stand-up travel retail store, whatever they're called. We had one that was on the corner. I used to pass every day going to the train station and coming back. Well, recently, that place is now a ice cream store. They're gone. But I'm still here working from home. And I enjoy the fact that, I don't like to say I work from home. I work from wherever there's Wi-Fi. If it's Wi-Fi available, I can definitely do some work. I just got on Virgin Voyages. And I'm going to tell you now, guys, if you haven't gotten on Virgin Voyages, you need to call us so we can put you on this ship. Their Wi-Fi is amazing. But while I was on Virgin, I was still communicating with clients and other people and still doing, like, I actually paid a final payment for one of my clients sitting at the Champagne bar on Virgin Voyages.
That's the beauty of the product, because it's a home-based business, but it's not a home-bound business, ladies and gentlemen. I like to call it a roam-based business because, like Tisha just said, wherever we can roam and get a signal, we can work this business. And what I get excited about, because there's a lot of people who will say that they're too busy, right? They're just too busy. They can't figure out how to add not one more thing to their plate. But I've been able to book travel in the pocket of my spare time. I mean, Tisha, I've booked travel in the stairwell of a Beyonce concert, right? I mean, I've booked travel at my son's opening day of Major League Baseball, literally stepped outside of the arena, picked up the telephone, called one of our million suppliers that we have. And when I say suppliers, I'm talking about people that love, and already trust. Delta, right? Southwest. I mean, these are names that most people are already familiar with. So we are partnered with over 1 million suppliers. And that's what I did on that particular day when my son was having his opening day. I stepped outside of the arena or the stadium, made a phone call to one of our suppliers, and put together a 14-day trip to France, just like that. And I made a really, really nice commission too.
That you did.
Listen, she's telling no lies. I also do the same thing. I'm extremely busy as a husband, as a father, as somebody who works an unfathomable amount of hours at his full-time job. I mean, you literally can book travel on the way to work. You can book travel on your bathroom breaks. I mean, the business is mobile, and that's the most beautiful part about it. And the last time I checked, everybody has a cell phone.
Right. And you know what I like to tell people, Marion and Tisha, is I'm the CEO of my travel agency. Each one of you are your CEO of your own travel agency. And every good CEO has at least one secretary, right? In some cases, depending on the size of the company, there might be two secretaries, right? We have over 1 million secretaries. So I don't need to know it all, just like you don't need to know it all. You just need to know who to call. Because if you call the right secretary, her job is to make you look good, or his job is to make you look good, right? So when your client calls you because they have a booking or a vacation that they want to go on, even if you've never been there before, call your secretary that specializes in that area. Let them put together that entire itinerary and quote, and then they're going to email you, the travel agent, the itinerary and quote, and you forward it on to your clients. So that's the simple way to book travel inside of this $8 trillion industry. Back to you, Marion and Tisha.
I feel like she the host, and we just sitting here enjoying everything.
Oh.
Yep, I'm just like, she got it. That's the secret sauce.
Like, we don't say mic drops, we say passport drops.
Yeah, passport drops. Yes, yes.
You know, many people ask this question, and we're going to ask everyone to answer. The training aspect. Many people get afraid. I had somebody literally ask me one time, they said, so how long do I have to go to school to become a travel agent? I said, what do you mean go to school? It's like, well, I have to go to classes, right? I said, well, yeah, well, how long does it take? I said, well, how long can you read? Like, this is as fast or as slow as you want it. So a lot of people do question the whole idea of having the time to do the training. So what we like to ask each week is, what was your favorite travel trainer you have done since being in this business?
Me personally, let's see, my favorite travel training, Disney. My favorite was Disney. Yes. Now, Disney is by far one of our most robust training. However, it is so rewarding, especially when you have children. And you guys heard me before, I had lots of children, right? So because I have lots of children, Disney definitely by far was one of my favorites, because after you complete the certification, let me just preface, all of our certifications are free. How about that? All of them are free, and you can take a different certification every single day if you want to. Now, we don't advise you to do that, but you can. It's optional, all right? So my favorite is Disney because, again, I have children and I have grandchildren now. So I want to learn the ins and outs of all of Disney's flagship products so that I can travel a little differently, right? So if you would like to travel just a little bit differently, I would just say get back with the person that's sharing this information with you so that they can tell you more about how that can happen. But more importantly, I love being the expert in those arenas so that when my friends and family want to book their vacations at Disney, I can now refer them to the various theme parks. Some theme parks are geared more towards a certain age group. But I'm all things Disney cruise, to be honest. I love the Disney cruise. Yes.
So I'm going to hop in and I'm going to say much praises to you, because I have no interest in Disney. I know I said I'm a father, but listen, I specialize in the adult caliber reset. And so I would say that my favorite type of training is the one that I did last week. I just was in Playa del Carmen with about 30 people, and I really enjoyed the fact that we could do some on-property training where they can go ahead and show me the resorts. They can show me different styles of suites, for all the way from the garden view all the way to the presidential suite. I really enjoyed seeing that. I've seen the website, but I haven't seen it in real life. When they had the mojito, I needed to make sure that I did my research to make sure that this was the best mojito in town, because that's what they said. So I'm a skeptic, so I had to go ahead and try it just to make sure that they were telling the truth. And so I had to test out the pool. And so I really enjoy the market research, the on-campus research, because I'm not a classroom type of guy. I'm a hands-on type of guy. And so I can tell you a little bit more about the vibes. I can tell you a little bit more about the energy and about the things that I can't get off the website. So I can make sure that I recommend my clients to the place that they want to be instead of the place they think they might want to be.
Right.
What about you, Tisha?
Well, my very first favorite one was when we went to Club Med about 8 years ago or so. And it was the very first site inspection big event that we did once we partnered. But the reason why it was so important to me was because I took my mom, and my mom was with me, and she got to meet my fellow teammates in leadership and the heads of both companies, and really got to see what I kept talking about. Because it wasn't until then she's like, oh, you just book trips. And then when she got a chance to really engage herself and really meet the people that I kept talking about, she was like, oh, you book trips. It was just a total different tone. And I like the idea of doing the on-site trainings. Like, I just got a Virgin, and I turned it into a training thing for me and the business partners that came with me. But I like hands-on training with my agents and anybody who wants to learn, because it's great to do Disney, which she's not wrong. Like, when I finished Disney, I went and had a glass of wine. I was so proud of myself. I felt like I really went to college after Disney. But I learned about Aulani. And I said, okay, that is on my bucket list now. And then I said, oh my God, you do Disney Adventures. And oh my God, you go to Tokyo. And oh my God, you go. I was like, I was voguing the whole time. I was so impressed. When I was done, I was like, I will not book Disney though. I'm not a Disney person. I'm sorry. I'm Universal Studios every day, all day. I'm a Potterhead. So I will be sending them to Universal Studios for that. But I like the hands-on training. And I do like the fact that all of our trainings are free. I love the fact that they are, they're based on your schedule. So when we're doing the online training, you don't have to feel like you're at work where they're like, you got 2 hours to finish this. Some trainings take a few days, some take a few weeks. It's at your own pace. And I love that aspect of it. And then I love the fact that what we have in place is we have a program called the Ambassadors, and we're like the top of the top when it comes to training. And those who knew me back then, I was not one to deal with people to do training and teaching. But when it came to travel, I learned that I loved teaching people about travel and how to put zeros behind those commas. Not just get a comma, but how to put some more zeros behind it, and how to teach them with the social media content. Like, we was on the cruise ship, and I don't know what we were doing, but somebody was was asking me a question. I was like, asking if I was okay. I said, no, I'm doing content. It's okay, go away. I'm just doing content. And it was just like, oh, okay. Like, that's the new word for my mom. Are you gonna go do content while you're traveling? Are you gonna have any fun? So she knows wherever I go, I'm taking photos. I'm a foodie. I don't know about you guys. I take pictures of the food. So I had people on the ship trained not to touch their food. Strangers knew not to touch their food until Tisha took her photos so she could market better.
So basically you're saying your camera eats before you eat.
Yes. My camera must be full before me.
Yes. Okay. All righty. I mean, and that's part of it too, because here's what I want to share with the listeners. Most of us are taking pictures anyway, and we're sharing it on social media anyway. By being in the travel space, you get to monetize those images. You now can find a way to not just give free referrals, but now you can book your friends and family to that location, or, help them curate a special trip. So that's something that I had to learn when I got inside of this industry, was stop giving away free information and just free stuff. Find a way to bring those images to life, in a sense, in terms of adding some money into your bank account. And I will say this, I have a good friend of mine. She's a top blogger in Atlanta. And we kind of do the same thing. She blogs, I'm a travel agent. But check this out. We can take the exact same picture of Mickey Mouse, and I'm just using Mickey Mouse as an example. We got on the same outfit. Everything is the same. When people see her picture, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's with Mickey Mouse. And then they're going to go to Disney's website and book their trip. They see me with Mickey Mouse, they're going to be like, oh my God, she's with Mickey Mouse. Tish, can you help us go to Mickey Mouse? See the difference? Because I'm a travel agent, I can monetize that image. So if you are already sharing information on social media, you're leaving so much money on the table. And on today, we want to educate you. Take off those rose-colored glasses, put on those clear glasses so you can see where the real money resides.
Well, since both of you guys have the same first names, we're gonna Miss Deshields.
Yes.
So you spoke about the real money and residing. Some people, they absolutely love travel, but then there's like an aspect where we actually share the business with other people. And I know that sometimes it's taboo and people can get uncomfortable about it, but like you've been a master of teaching other people how to make money. Can we kind of talk about that?
Sure, absolutely. There's a whole lot of money to be made. Let's just start there. Okay, but yes, we can definitely talk about it. Here's what I've learned. I've learned there is a universal law that says if you help enough people get what they want out of life, by default, you're going to get what you want, right? So when I really fully grasped that concept, I understood that I love travel and I love helping people. So for those of you who are listening in right now and you have a servant's heart, right? I'm going to tell you right now, that's all we're doing is helping people tap into this $8 trillion industry. And just in case you don't know how many zeros is in trillion, on today, I'm going to tell you there are 12 zeros in trillion. That's a whole lot of money that's being made, and you're not even a part of the company yet. All I ask you, listen, I tell people, this is the gold mine. Travel is the gold mine. We know where the gold mine is. All we're asking you is how much gold do you want? Do you want the gold coins or do you want the gold bars? But just know you can have either or both. For me, I'm getting both. I want the coins and the bars, right? So what I have basically done, and what many of the leaders have done inside of this company, we've taken our love for travel and we've taken our love for helping people, and it's now morphed into a ministry. Like I eat, sleep, and drink this, not because I have to. This is what I want the listeners to understand. Tisha doesn't have to do this business. She has a job that she loves and she enjoys. You know why she's so passionate about this? It's because she gets to do it. She gets to go free some people financially. She gets to help people get their passport stamped for the first time, right? Marion gets to curate these love trips, whatever his little trips are called, right? But we get to do this. So when you get to do things, it's not work, guys. This is what we enjoy doing. So if you love travel and you love helping people, you really need to partner up with us and let us coach you. Let us develop you. Let us show you how you can bring some of these zeros into your household. So there is a lot of money to be made. And depending on if you want one stream of income or 8 streams of income every single month, you get to decide. And I say that because this is a volunteer army. Nobody is going to make you do anything you do not want to do, right? We do have some people who partner up with us and they only book travel. And guess what? It's okay. If that's all you want to do, book your travel. Let us know when you need some help. But then we've got some people in this business who want some full-time income on the side or some life-changing income on the side. How many of you right now have friends that are showing you how to make 6 figures on a full-time basis? Guess what? We're not only trying to show you that you can make 6 figures full-time, but with this business, you can make 6 figures part-time. Again, that's a conversation that's not being had out there in the world. Nobody's showing you how to make 6 figures part-time, especially residually. And how about those people that might be listening to this right now and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm already financially secure. I'm doing well. Well, it's okay if you're doing well, but let us help you go from well to wealthy. Let us help you make sure that the bag, come on now, that money bag starts chasing you. When you understand residual income, you will run through a brick wall for it. You want your money to chase you down. Here's something else I want to share with the listeners on tonight, because I'll go into my little coaching mode. Most people who work on a job, they pretty much know how much money they're going to make every pay period. No matter if they go in early, stay late, work through their sick days, they pretty much know what they're going to make. But as an entrepreneur, especially in this business, we have the right to not know how much money we're going to make. You know why? Because we've built a team And now that income is constantly growing in our sleep. We like to call that pillow money. How many of you want some pillow money? If you're the person listening right now where you want pillow money, again, you better get with these people, right? You better get with Marion and Tisha right now and let them know you want to hear more about how you can tap into those 7 additional streams of income where now you're making pillow money. That's the money you make when you didn't do any work. So I can go on and on about this money, but I get real excited because lives have literally been changed because people have made a decision. They got mad and made a decision to own a piece of this internet real estate where their product is the world and nobody's allergic to it. And we don't have to convince anybody to do it. How about that part? Like, what is it? Would you say drop the passport?
Yep.
Booyah.
That was a passport drop for real.
Booyah. Yes. Yeah.
But we are so glad that, like, I want to sign up all over again. I'm motivated now. Like, look, I need to go find some people who want to become some passport buddies, get some passport stamps and some banks visited. I like being on vacation and you forget that it's payday and you're like, oh, my best is when I get an email and it's like, oh, you've been paid. And it's like, for what? But okay.
That's what I'm saying. You can't outrun your money. That's a great feeling. Mm-hmm. That's a great feeling. And then here's something else I want to pose. I want to pose a question to the listeners listening in today. I don't know if you are that person in your family where if something goes wrong in the family, everybody calls you. Maybe their lights get cut off. They call you because they need some financial assistance. Or are you that person where, if something, just whatever it is, they call you. After a while, that can be a burden, right? How about we build a table and we put people at our table where everybody at the table is their own family bank, right? I know I used to be the family banker where everybody called me. But when I got inside this business, I decided that I was going to put everybody close to me in this business, or I was going to expose them to this business and give them an opportunity to sit at the table with me and become their own banker. Because when everybody is their own banker on any given day, any one of you can take care of that situation, right? It's not predicated on one person. The weight of the dinner, bill is not falls on one person's shoulders. Everybody can cover the cost of the bill. Because here's what we do here with the leadership. We play this cool game. It's called credit card roulette, right? So when we're at dinner and you know how people fight over the bill? They're like, I got it. No, I got it this time. I got it. Oh, we're not doing that. Everybody drops their credit card in the middle of the table. And when the waiter or the waitress comes by, they shuffle the credit cards, and whoever card gets pulled, that's the card that gets paid, that pays for everything. That's the circle that you need to try to develop so that it doesn't matter whose credit card falls in that table. It's taken care of. How does that happen? We build and make money together. Because here's what I want to ask some of you on the line right now. Most of us have cookout friends. We got cookout friends. Anytime we need to have you gonna have a cookout at your house, they coming through. Everybody coming through. Sometimes they coming through with plates, extra plates in bags to put the extra food in so they can take it home. Y'all got those kind of friends, right? You don't need cookout friends. If y'all can have cookouts together, y'all need to be making money together, right? It's a mindset shift. It's a lot of us right now inside of this company. We're sitting at 94,000 agents in over 20 different countries, and we have not even hit momentum yet. Harvard School of Business says a company will hit momentum at 100,000 agents. Y'all just heard me, we're at 94,000. We're going to be on the cusp of momentum at 100,000. This is the sweet spot. So you need to get back with Marion or Tisha because you don't want to miss this wave of momentum. How many of you have said, oh my God, I've missed it, or I wish I was a part of that company when they were only 7 years old? That's where we sit right now. We are going to be a legacy company, a household name. And we already have millionaires. And most of you have never even heard of us before. You've never even heard of us before. And we over here rolling. I mean, rolling in the dough. And we're having adult recess on the best beaches in the world, the biggest yachts, right? Partnered up with winning leaders who really want to see you win. As you heard earlier, Tisha and I met. We're not even in the same pay line. Not at all. But because we have layers of leadership in our company, she can call on me. I can call on her. That's how we work together collectively. I want to see her win probably just as much as she want to see me win. Why? Because it's an $8 trillion industry. It's a whole bunch of zeros. Me taking some zeros ain't taken away from her zeros, not at all. I'm like, go get it. I want you to go get it. I double dog dare you to go get it. Right? How many people are in environments where you got a cheer squad like that? A cheer squad that's rooting for you in different time zones and different zip codes and different states. Most of you can't say that you have that kind of support. We have that here. That's why we have a winning culture. Don't you dare miss this opportunity, because 3 years from now, you will be having those shoulda, coulda, wouldas if you don't lock arms right now. Because a lot of people are going to get flat out wealthy within the next year or two. And you want to be a part of that number. You want to be a part of that number. Back to you, Tisha and Marion, because y'all know I get excited over here about this business and about these coins in these bars.
I heard that. I said your hat almost flew off.
I was gonna let it go.
Hold on. I know that we are short on time, and I don't want to keep you because I know we pulled you a little bit. But I have a question for you. You talked about life-changing income, and so what is probably one of the most important things that the business has done for you?
You know what this business has done for me? It's allowed for me to have freedom. Travel is what we sell, but freedom is what we get. Do I need to repeat that? Travel is what we sell, but freedom is what we get. We get personal freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. You heard me earlier when I said I have 5 children and I have a couple of grandkids. I have the freedom to pivot on a dime. I mean, like switch plans like nobody's business. Like I don't have to get permission from nobody to do what I need to do for my babies and my grandbabies, right? That for me is so rewarding. If I get a phone call right now and one of my kids need me somewhere, it's done. I can buy an airplane ticket and I can be there, right? So freedom for me is everything. I mean, outside of the cars, outside, yes, I mean, I got a car, I changed zip codes, right? I live in my desired zip code, but more importantly, it's freedom. It's freedom because I also understand that because I've experienced the freedom, I can speak on the freedom and I can help some people, right? Come from the, come out of corporate in some cases and achieve the freedom. Because once you've done a thing, you can teach a thing, right? So I would say that's the thing for me. This business has allowed me and several other people to be able to free their families, right?
I ain't gonna ask no more questions. I ain't gonna ask
Come
no
on
more
now.
questions after that.
Hey, I don't have to go nowhere really. I enjoy this. I truly love talking to people about this business. So Tisha, do you have any questions for me?
Well, I want to have something fun. I know you've traveled the world. I've seen your photos. I've traveled with you to some of these places, but I want to know in the past 7 years or so, where was your best vacation experience? Like, where did you go that was just like, wow?
Oh my gosh. Let me just tell you. Now, I've been to a lot of 5-star resorts, right? I've been on a lot of trips with my business partners. They've all been fun. Visited various countries. I can honestly tell you every country that I have visited, I swear I could live there, right? But this one trip that I went on, I'll never forget it. It was supposed to be a mother-daughter trip. We rented a yacht in Greece, and we were gonna stay. We stayed on the yacht for 7 days on this yacht. We had a chef, we had a skipper or a captain, and we had another young man. We called him the Captain Tender because he was the young man that took us from the main yacht to the island, on the little rubber boat dinghy thing, right? So we had 3 men serving us. Let me tell you, there was a total of 10 of us that went on this trip. And when it was the most beautiful spiritual trip for me, I didn't really have too many expectations because it was Greece. I've seen some pretty pictures, but I just went because one, I'm a team player. But it wasn't until I got on the boat and we set sail, and we were out in the sea. We were only out there for a good little 30 minutes, not out there long at all. And it felt like I had this spiritual awakening because in my head, I couldn't help but reflect on how, one, my people came to America, right? In the underbelly of some slave ships. And here I was on a yacht and thinking in my head, this is what we're supposed to be doing as a people. We are supposed to be living life and not just existing. So many people are existing day to day. And here I was living my life unapologetically out loud, wishing I had so many more people on that boat. So for me, that Greece trip was everything. And then let me tell you this, Tisha, Marion, it wasn't even as expensive as most people probably would think it would be. 10 people went on this trip for 7 days and we only spent $3,000 per person. Wow. $3,000 for that boat. And we had a private chef who prepared all of our meals fresh. He sent out a questionnaire before we got on the boat asking us what we were allergic to, the foods that we liked, what type of adult beverages we partook in, right? Some people drank beer, some people drank wine, but we let him know those things so that they could fully stock the boat. And when I say it was everything, that trip in itself was everything. And even if I tried to duplicate that trip, it wouldn't be the same because it'd be probably a different group of people. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing about travel. Even if you visited the same resort before and you go back, it's not going to be the same depending on the people that you're with. So travel is forever changing, evolving. It's never the same. So if you're a person who gets easily bored, baby, come on over here. Because what we have over here is a whole lot of variety. So I will say that trip right there, my trip to Greece with my friends was by far the absolute best vacation I've ever been on. And I hope I painted a picture for some of you so that y'all want to do that same trip.
Look, you didn't paint a picture. You painted a whole movie in 4D Ultra K over here. Like I'm just envisioning all of that, envisioning what it would be like to do that with my people.
It's a mural.
And and let me just say this. It was because it was like we slept on the boat, but we got up. And like every time we got up that next morning, we were in a different like cove where the boat was probably moving. And so the water was just so beautiful. One day we woke up to turquoise water. The other day it was teal. You know what I'm saying? It was like these beautiful shades of blue. And I was like, OMG, I could live here. I told y'all I could live on every one of my vacation spots. Like I could live here. So I love travel. I just love experiencing the world so that I can share those stories.
It must have been hard getting off that boat.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard. I mean, even the guys that worked for us that week, they were sad because they loved working with us. First of all, it was 10 women. And American women are slightly different than perhaps the European families that they have been accustomed to traveling with, because we were cool. Like we were like, we're just sitting here in a cove. Y'all can go jump in the water, take a swim. And very few of their clients have ever like given them permission to just go jump in the water. We were like, oh yeah, go ahead. We don't care. So it was cool.
I'm sure they waiting for you to come back. They're ready.
Yeah, it
They
was a
probably
fun
sharing the
trip for
same
sure.
story. Like,
Yeah,
the best day at work I ever had was with these 10 women.
yeah, from Atlanta. Yes,
Hmm.
yeah. And I just had learned. I learned a lot. One of the things that I've learned when I've traveled abroad, especially to Europe, is they are big on multi-generational travel, right? Where you see the grandparents and their kids and the grandkids all traveling together. That doesn't really happen a lot in America. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was enlightening. That was refreshing. And it was like, you know what? This is what I want to do with my family. I want to be able to take international trips and bring my kids and my grandkids along with me so they can share in those experiences.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm still on the boat. I haven't gotten off. Like
Yeah,
it's
me
sunset
too.
right now in my head. The sun is setting over the water with a nice glass of champagne,
Oh my gosh, yes.
bringing it.
I'm with you. I was like, yeah, multi-generational. I was like, oh, the
Yeah.
water was teal.
Yeah.
Well,
But you
you
know what else
definitely
is
paint some pictures, and you got
yeah.
some people thinking and about the money that they could be making, and to get over the fear of team. I don't Team building is just you helping people to position them the way somebody helped position you. That's all it is. It's like a
Right.
game of chess that we can actually play. Because chess is not an
Mhm.
easy game. It can be
No.
very difficult.
Hmm. Absolutely.
But it's a
Absolutely.
life skill. You got people helping you.
Here's what I want to say, Tisha and Marion. When you guys got started in this business, you got started because you love travel, right? But when you got in, you saw how much fun there was to be had and how much money there was to be made. Shame on you if you don't go share it with somebody else. Like, you're not, shame on you. I'm sure your friends and family will be like, well, why didn't y'all tell me what y'all were doing? So you are doing just that, sharing with your friends and family what you're doing so that they can get in position. It's still not too late. I'm telling you, you're listening to one of the top directors and income earners inside of this business. It's not too late. Lock arms with us. Lock arms with Tisha. Lock arms with Marion. We are going to go to 100,000 agents real soon. And you want to be in that number because a whole lot of money is about to drop like crazy. But only the people on this side of the industry are going to be able to capitalize on it. If you keep with that consumer mindset and you keep booking your trips and you booking it on those other search engines, whoever they are, you're giving them your commissions. That's what you're doing. Stop it. Stop it. I wish I had a tissue rate. I wish I had a tissue right now because I'd be like, flag on the play. Flag on the play. Stop it. Stop giving your money away. Get inside of this industry so that when people are booking travel, they go to your website, you're helping them put together those trips. Now that commission comes to you, the booking agent. This is how you can. Okay, let me drop this because I be getting. How many of you right now have a spare tire in your car?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if you were live and I were to ask you, why do you have a spare tire in your car? What would you say? Just in case, right?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case of an emergency. So if you understand that concept that you've been riding around with this extra tire in your car just in case of an emergency, you need to understand that you need to get in this business just in case you need some extra money, you'll have some extra money to tap into, right? Same. We're just showing you how to be proactive. Let's not wait until you need, all 4 new tires, right? At some point, y'all know y'all gonna need 4 new tires. But some of us have been programmed to only buy 2 tires and rotate them. Come on. I know I'm stepping on
And,
somebody's toes,
and,
right?
and you're right, because we just came out of a 2-year stint where nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but people were not prepared. It came essentially out of nowhere, and life changed like that. And how many people do you know where life changes and you're either able to rebound or you're not?
Oh, and
And
I'm
so,
I'm Go
I'm
ahead.
talking to somebody.
And you know what? And I want to say this to the listeners. Our company, during the pandemic, we didn't miss a beat. It was business as usual. We got paid every pay period. Our company paid us from working from home. And believe it or not, during the pandemic, most of my friends would call me and say, Tish, so how's your business doing now that nobody is traveling? I said, hey, hold up, wait a minute. My business is thriving, believe it or not. And they're like, how so? Nobody's traveling. I said, you got it mistaken. You think that I only book travel, but I'm in the business of travel. Come on now, I hope that clicks for somebody. When you're in the business of travel, those are the people that make the money, just like the people who are in the business of music, the Quincy Joneses of the world, right? Yeah, you got people who are in the music business, the singers, the performers, but then you got the people that are in the business of music, the people you don't really see, right? So we can show you how you can be the artist and the producer and the director and get all the money. Understood? Be like Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? They get all the money. They perform and they are on the behind the scenes, right? So during the pandemic, even though travel has slowed down a lot, guess what grew by leaps and bounds? People at home, online, looking for at-home travel businesses. So therefore, they found us. And they're like, I want to do that travel business. Or I remember Tish telling me something about working from home. And so we began to grow our army. And in that season of everybody being still, now our army was getting educated. Our army was getting certified. Our army was understanding our systems, and they didn't have to complain about how they didn't have no time. And so when the world opened back up, baby, we was booking travel. Yes. Yeah. That was our season of preparation. So that's what most people don't understand. They thought we were just sitting at home like nobody was getting paid because really nobody was traveling.
I was still
I gotta tell you, I was getting paid. Checks. I was getting commission checks because I was still traveling. And I had business. I had people that were traveling out of necessity, right? Just because they were essential workers. They still had to travel to get from hospital to hospital because some hospitals were shorthanded. Guess who they called to make those arrangements? So we were still making money. Now, whether you were making money booking travel or were you making money because you shared the business with some other people, either way, we still got paid during a pandemic and we didn't miss a beat.
Nope.
So yeah, don't think of this as that little travel thing. No, baby, this is a multi-million-dollar business that you can run from the comfort of your phone, depending on how bad you want it. How bad do you want it? Like I said earlier, some people just want some part-time income. It's cool. If that's what you want, that's cool. But some people want some full-time income, and that's cool. But then there's those of us who want life-changing income. This is a 6- and 7-figure residual opportunity. If you want it. Not everybody want it, but I want it. Tisha wants it. Marion wants it. And how do they get it? They get it by helping you get what you need. So you will be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. As we see on this Zoom, there's layers of leadership, right?
Yep.
All you got to do is make a decision. Join us on the beaches of the world.
And that, folks, is the passport drop again. But no, that was good. That was good. And I think people watching are really going to understand the power behind travel, the power behind helping other people. You know, it's about people and profits and going places. People's profits and places, you know, and we're here to have fun. Mr. Crawford knows I love to have fun when we travel. And he also knows I don't know how not to train when we travel. He knows if he wants to get me to keep training, you just keep me hydrated and keep me fed. And I will just keep going like a little energizer buddy. And I would just keep training all the time about every little thing.
That's how we met.
That is how we met. That is in a chat group where I was just dropping in and just saying, hey, any of my Greeks want to travel and make money? Dues are due soon. Let me know. And he just hit me up and I was just like, who you? But okay. He was like, he signed up, and then 2 days later, he was like, I'm coming over to get trained. And I called my leadership. Hey, I said, hey, my new business partner, don't know who he is. He's on his way to get trained. So if you don't hear from me in a couple of hours, he did it. And we've been running since then.
And that's the thing. We're looking for the people that's looking for us. Yeah, we're not going to beg anybody to do this business because we doing it. We having fun. We looking for some people to join us on the beaches of the world and at the bank.
Regardless. Whether you join or not, we still getting those paychecks every week. Sometimes twice a week.
We're just, oh yeah, like I said, you can make anywhere from 1 stream of income up to 8, depending on how many weeks in a month. It could be 9 streams.
Yeah,
it could be actually 9 streams. I tap into all streams of income.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? You gave some great information, Mr. Crawford. Do you have any closing comments before we let her go back and enjoy the rays of California?
Man, listen, I'm just excited to be on this Zoom tonight. You know, I did not know that I was going to receive so much. I'm just excited. I'm about to just go right back to my computer and do a couple things. I'm trying to get to this yacht, this magical yacht in Greece now.
You know?
Yeah. Well,
the magical Greece yacht, like the magical school bus is the magical Greece yacht.
It's fitting to be on my vision board.
Yep.
Right. Well, I want to say something before I turn it over to you, Tisha. To the guests listening in tonight, I don't know if you've had a wealth strategy or if you have one, and if you don't, like I share a lot of times, if not this, then what? What are you going to do to create some generational wealth for your family? If not now, then when? When are you going to do it? And if any of you listening in right now are over the age of 40 years old, newsflash, you're in the second half of your life. Most people don't have an extra, 40 years left in them. What are you going to do moving forward? Because most of us got more years behind us than we got ahead of us. So we got to be a little bit more intentional. So again, if not this, then what? If not now, then when? And if you've been listening to the sound of our voices on tonight, just know you will be in the right place at the right time with the right people. So just get back with Tisha, get back with Marion and say, look, let me get started because I'm ready to rock with y'all. Because it seems like y'all having a whole lot of fun, right? So let them know. Let them know. And I look forward to serving and helping any of you listening in right now at any capacity, because it's just a whole lot of money to be made. So back to you, Letitia. Thank you for allowing me to serve with you all tonight.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because you could be anywhere and you are anywhere. But you came out and you served and you helped, and you're rocking my favorite colors. It's blue and white. I love my royal blue and pure white. I'm actually wearing it now. You can.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Now I got my blue and white on. But guys, we thank you for taking the time. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comments or get back to me, either myself or Mr. Crawford. And we'll definitely answer any and every question that you have. And we look forward to getting you started and getting you going on this journey with us. So I want everyone to go ahead and have a great evening.
All righty. Good night, everybody. Thanks again, Marion.
Good night.
And
Have a good one.
Tisha.